Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gerard. Today I want to talk to you about my two-layered password manager strategy. For so long I've been sort of like a password manager, set it and forget it kind of guy. Lately I've been getting a lot of emails from Nordpass telling me about all of the different passwords that have been discovered in a breach. So I've come to the conclusion that I can no longer trust all of my crown jewels, the big things like my email, my bank details, all of those things. I'm not going to put them in the cloud and trust any other password manager. I'm going to host all of those things locally. That way I've got full control over everything. I did start the year with a new resolution, and that was to start hosting more of my own stuff. Now the first video of that, one of the prerequisites, was to build Nginx proxy manager. I've done that. I'll link that video below. Go and check that one out. That one is needed if you want to build a password manager like the one we're going to build today, and that is Vaultwarden. So Vaultwarden has been on my list of services of things I've wanted to build for a little while, and I did want to get those prerequisites in place. But now that they are done, I can continue on with this build. Vaultwarden, if you don't know what it is a locally hosted, it's an open source password manager. Now, I've used Nordpass for as long as I can remember, for the last 3 or 4 years, and it has been brilliant. It's a brilliant product. I have it in all of my devices. Now I'm going to still continue to use Nordpass, but I do want to remove some of my major things like emails and bank details and stuff like that. I want to host them locally on my own machine. That way I've got full control over who has access to those. If we look at Vaultwarden, you can see if we move down here, there is a Docker Compose file. That is going to help us actually build the container that we need. Now there is other ways you can actually build this. If you want, you can build this on Proxmox using an LXC container. The Proxmox helper scripts is there that make it really easy to do that. Personally, I am going to build this on a dedicated Docker server that I've created. So I have a Ubuntu server, I have Docker installed on that, and I also have Portainer on that server as well. So that is a container that's running on Docker. Portainer just allows me to easily manage all of my containers. I have covered all of this in other videos. I'll leave all of the links in the description below. If you want to follow along and get Docker up and going, or you want to get Portainer up and going, then the links to those videos is below. But if we go back over here to the GitHub, you can see that this is the Docker Compose file. All we have to do is copy this across into Portainer. We're going to add it as a stack, and that's how we're going to manage the install of Vaultwarden. Now, once Vaultwarden is up and going, we will create our proxy host within Nginx Proxy Manager. That's just going to allow us to apply a certificate to that server, and it's going to stop those error messages and stuff that you get whenever you go and browse to that server. Now, one last thing is I actually access my entire network remotely and from outside my home using TwinGate. Again, I have another video that takes you through all of the steps and how to get that up and going. I will leave that in the description below. So now we have all of that stuff covered, let's get Vaultwarden built. So I am back here in Portainer, and as you can see, I've only got one container running, and that is this Portainer container itself. If you go back over here to GitHub, you can see this is the Docker Compose file that we need. All you need to do here is come over here and copy this, and then we're just going to go back over to Portainer. You want to go into stacks. In here you can just click on add stack, and then you're going to give this some sort of a name. Then you want to come down here and you want to paste in the Docker Compose. Let's briefly talk about the Docker Compose file. So you can see here the image that it's going to use. So this is Vaultwarden server and is the latest one. So I can actually see that on Docker Hub. Come over here to Docker Hub, you can see this is actually the Docker container image that it's going to use. Everything you need to know about that is here. If I go back over to Portainer, you can see there is some stuff like the container name, restart. It's going to restart unless it's stopped. For the domain, you can see this is where you can set a custom domain. For the volumes, this is actually the volume that's going to create. For the ports, you can see here it's going to expose port 8000, and that's going to redirect to port 80 on the actual container itself. Okay, so all we have to do now down at the bottom is if you want to make changes to this, you can. All you have to do is click on deploy the stack. That's going to go out and do that. I'm actually going to go back over to my stack, and I'm going to show you the one that I've already set up. So if I click in here, you can see I click on the editor, you can see I have added my custom domain. The other thing I've changed is this is the port, so it's 8001. The reason I'm using 8001 is 8000 for me is already used for one of my other services. But that is pretty much it for changes. The Docker Compose file is ready to go. All I have to do is click on update the stack and hit update, and that's actually going to go and build that container. So let's go over there. Containers in here, you can see this says it's starting. You can see this is the internal IP address that it has applied itself. And then you can see the port. So this is going to map port 8001 to port 80. This normally takes about 20-30 seconds to actually build a container, but whenever it's done, if you look back at the container list, you will see beside Vaultwarden, it does say it's healthy. Technically, all I have to do now is browse to my Docker server IP port on 8001. So if I do that, 10.96.12.6, and it's port 8001. Now, as you can see, that has now redirected me to Vaultwarden. Whenever you browse here on this IP, you will get this error message that pretty much tells you that you need to enable HTTPS, and that is the next thing that we're going to do. It's time to go over to Nginx Proxy Manager, and here we're going to add a new proxy host, and we're going to redirect that and point that at our Vaultwarden container. Now, there's one thing you need to do before that, which is very important. On my home network, I use my Ubiquity firewall as my DNS server. So what I need to do is I need to go and create that passwords.gerard.ws that we used in the Docker Compose file. I need to create a DNS record for that, and I need to point it at Nginx Proxy Manager. Then I create the proxy host in Proxy Manager and point it at Vaultwarden. Don't worry, I'm going to show you what it looks like. So over here in my Dream Machine, this is my Ubiquity firewall. As you can see, I have created this A record and its passwords.gerard.ws, and I'm actually going to point that at the IP address of my proxy manager. You can see it's 10.96.12.174. That means if I go to passwords.gerard.ws on my laptop, my firewall is going to see that DNS request and resolve it, and it's going to tell me, okay, you want to go to Nginx Proxy Manager, and it's going to send me there. So over here in Nginx Proxy Manager, I'm just going to click on hosts. I'm going to go proxy hosts, and I'm going to click on add proxy host. So in here, I'm going to type in the DNS name, again, the one I've used for my Docker Compose file, and the one I want to use for accessing Vaultwarden locally. And that one is passwords.gerard.ws. Hit enter. Then it's going to ask me this for the scheme. You can leave that as HTTP, the forwarding hostname IP. Remember, my Vaultwarden container is hosted on that Docker server, so I need to enter the IP address of that Docker server, which is 10.96.12.6. And then I need to use the forwarding port, what port I want to use. And if you remember, we use port 8001. So once you've done that, you just have to come down here. I'm going to turn on a few of these things. I'm going to turn on this block common exploits, WebSocket support. I'm going to come over here to SSL. I'm going to use this SSL certificate. So that is the certificate for Gerard.ws. Again, as I said at the start of the video, if you want to see the entire setup, how I actually set up Nginx Proxy Manager, I have a whole video that covers that entire part. So below, you want to hit on Force SSL. I'm actually going to enable all of these. And I'm going to click on save. And as you can see, this passwords.gerard.ws is now there. So technically now, if I open up this should open up passwords.gerard.ws and everything should work. So let's see if it works. Voila. Okay, so that worked. So now we have Vaultwarden up and going. We've set up our proxy host. We now have this container ready to go. The next thing we need to do is we need to create a new account, and this is local to this particular server. So if I click on create account at the bottom, I'm just going to put in my email address. Then I need to give it this master password. Okay, cool. So click on create account, and that should be it. So we're in. So it's going to ask me to install the add-on. I'm just going to do that later. So that's the add-on for your actual browser, so you can see your passwords. Again, I'll do that later. Skip, and we're going to go right into the web app. Okay, so this is Vaultwarden done. It is ready to go. I could start using this and start moving my passwords across. Let me just show you how you can add an actual item to Vaultwarden. So click up here, click on new. This is where you can add new items. It could be folder, SSH keys, logins, bank cards, or identities, or whatever. I'm just going to do login. I'm just going to test login as the name. Folder, I don't have any folders set up yet. Password, website, hit save. Let's just see what it looks like. Good. It is really simple to add stuff to this, and once I have my add-on added to my browser windows and stuff, that's when I'm going to start moving across all of my other things, like my other email credentials and things that I want to store locally on my server. So there you go. That is a very quick and simple video on to show you how you can actually get Vaultwarden up and going. Again, a few prerequisites that you need in place. You need the Nginx proxy manager. You've seen you can't access, it's not going to work unless you have a certificate. So get Nginx proxy manager up and going first. That link I'll leave here, but I'll also leave in the description below. Just check it out. Also, if you do want to access your entire lab remotely, I have you covered. TwinGate is a great tool that I've used in the past. I've used it for the last couple of years. Again, I'm not sponsored by any of these things. These are just generally the things that I actually use. I'll leave all of these links in the description below. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what other stuff you are hosting locally. I'd love to know. I see a lot of people are going crazy. They're moving all their stuff on-prem, like all their photos and emails and everything. I'm not going to go to that extent. I just want to host a lot of things like this, password managers and apps, and I'm sure you're aware everything is going into subscriptions now, and that's one of the reasons I want to reduce the number of subscriptions that I have and start hosting some of this stuff locally. Anyway, I'm blabbering now. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing. It really does help this channel grow, and I will see you in the next one.